If 50 men said a woman's a hoe, she's a hoe. But if 50 women say that a man is a rapist, we question it.
You know what? I'm about to say it.
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Ask Cleese, the one you can ask for an answer, and if I don't know, I'll get back to ya. Have we had such a week? Oh, if you're new, welcome. We're gonna talk today. Yeah, so at first I was thinking, didn't want this conversation right now. Like, I didn't want a divide, and I was saying I didn't want a conversation right now because I had seen how we were together and we was making moves, and I didn't want to have the conversation. And then you know how we can feel triggered about certain comments and opinions, and then all of a sudden we're divided again, and we're going back and we're not moving forward. So I thought, you know what, let me not come to Twitter for this, because Twitter is not the place for all of this. So let me come out, and it was getting toxic. So I said, I'm a cut. Then I went on Instagram today, and what I saw on the shade bar, I think it was, Ray Black had accused or was presenting her evidence of a situation that occurred between her and Ambush the artist. And at first I didn't want to name no one, but just to give you a lot of reference of the situation. But Ray Black was out at a YouTube event and Ambush basically grabbed her breast. Do you know what, yeah? I know us as all black people, we can, as black people, for the black people watching, I know we can all identify with that moment when you want to talk about a matter and you want to explain like, yo, did that really just happen? But then you don't want to kick off in public, and I don't mean kick off in terms of you're ready to F and blind and bust up the place, but you don't want to express how you feel because you don't want to now be gaslighted by other people or be told not only that how you're feeling is wrong, but also looked upon like the angry black man or the angry black woman, because we know that's a stereotype that's been put on us many times, and frankly I'm tired of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm really over it. It's one of those things. I can understand where she came from, but anyway, so what she decided to do is say, I'm gonna discuss it after this event, because I think she went and said to him, bro, did that really just happen? And he was like, sorry, your breasts just look nice, you know what I mean? And then I can get you're taken back, of course, and then from that she said, do you know what? And the way she handled it with so much restraint and aware, like the way she handled it, I have to commend her, because she thought, do you know what, I'm just going to, you know, have this conversation with my brother one-to-one on another day. And the next day she messaged him, and obviously what took place was that she wasn't happy with Ambush's initial response when she done apparently put an emoji. So I saw the picture, he put an emoji and my bad and whatever, and she said that sorry is not good enough, that I need a better apology, and that he voice noted her. But then went on to, within the same voice note, I think he made a second voice note, basically was like, rah, you didn't have to come at man like that. Now, the way she came at him, personally, I didn't see a way that she came at him wrong. However, this is the thing. I understand why Ambush reacted in the way he did. Now, let me finish for those that have seen it or not. I'm not going to put the piece, so if you want to go to the shade bar or so and find out how he reacted or so forth. But he was taken back by it and was like, rah, like, you didn't have to come at man like, you didn't have to come at man like that. Like, man, apologize, like I meant it, but nah, like, man, and I can see where it's a thing where, not like, yeah, he's used to doing this or whatever, but it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset, and I'll get to that. But anyway, for Ray Black, I even commend her for how she even handled it afterwards. I know you can feel outraged, like, what's going on here? She was like, you're lucky it wasn't worse, like with somebody else, and I'm just trying to warn you to make you aware and so forth. I just needed to say this. So this was my comment in due to it. So I said, the mad part is a lot of males react in the same sort of manner, including myself at a time, due to the fact the idea of someone that sexually assaults in our heads is warped, and we could never believe ourselves to be that due to the conditioning growing up in schools, watching TV shows and films where these things are normalized. The ugly truth is a lot of men won't be able to see Ray's point or feel like it was that deep, but I also want to say we shouldn't just condemn Ambush. Ambush and other men need mental healing. We need therapy to change this mindset, and before you give your 2 pence, just understand that Ray wanted nothing more than for him to have accountability for his actions. Accountability is key. Now, the reason why I say that now is because I want to tap into the mindset, and I feel like this sexual assault culture or rape culture, it's been normalized for us, and it's not, and the fact of the matter is, don't want anyone to feel like this is just a black issue. That's the thing. It's not a black issue. This is an issue that has been perpetuated on us through media on males, in terms of all males. This happens in every race. Within the black community, when we have an issue, what we tend to do is voice it openly. That's how we do it. We don't really have a forum, and that's what we need more of, because I'm more about solutions. So we need stuff where there is forums for this type of conversation or debates where we actually look for solutions. Not everyone just having their point and we don't get nowhere at the end. You feel lighter, but it's not because you let it all go and you found a solution. It's because you're drained. You just gave your energy to something that you didn't get nowhere at the end of it. Yeah, but I just want to say, in media, if you go through films, you got films like American Pie. You got loads of shows, even like, okay, these shows like on Viacom. So Viacom own BET network. So just so that BET is no longer a black owned network and is not for black people like that. All of these things, you got the shows, you got everything that's being over sexualized, and it's like, it's normal to see. It's normal in music videos to see people in lingerie or uncut, like, well, it's normal. And even from a child, in some of the shows we watch, I bet you can think of a few shows where it was almost normal, these like certain things going on. Yeah, people touching each other, or especially the funny thing about it, yeah, it's so in Western culture and a lot of their films and shows, yeah, that's where I saw it the most, because I can't even say it's in black films. We don't even have many. Like, we have black films, but in our films, fair enough, the hood style stereotype of, yeah, that girl and and certain things in our music videos, it was there. But if you break it down into film and TV show, it's a lot more in the Western produced films and stuff that you see this type of rape culture or sexual assault culture, or yeah, when she's drunk, she's loose and that and whatever. Like, we really need to take it there and understand that this is normal. Like, if a girl's drunk, she's more freer to do what she wants to do. TV taught us that, you know what I mean? College taught us that, school taught us that, but it came from somewhere. Do you get what I'm saying? And I just want to break down that drinking was not a black thing in parties. No, like, I know you lot love your alcohol now, a lot of you lot, and I don't just mean black people, I mean teenagers, youth, 21 and above. You lot love your alcohol every day of the week, every party. But do you not remember the school raves that we used to have? The disco where soda pop would have you getting all night. That long queue of wine, everyone's having a wine, that little caterpillar wine, you know, the what's it, Soul Train wine or whatever, and everyone just swaying side to side. Do you remember those days? Alright, but understand, it's been normalized to us in the media. Pure conditioning. In school, it was a thing where obviously with hormones raging now and whatever, the older years, you see the older, primary school, no one's hugging anyone. All of a sudden, we go in secondary school, you're running people down for the hug. You know what I mean? You're wanting to rub bottom and whatever. And I'm saying this in a way, yeah, where I don't want to come across like yeah, man, glamorized, but you're now starting to mature and feel certain ways that you never felt before, and your parents aren't talking about this. And this is why I want to move into my next point in terms of, do we need to discuss this in the home? Personally, I feel we do, because your parents weren't ever talking about sex with you like that. Your parents weren't talking about school, about certain things that going on, and maybe for them they were going on with the same thing, but everyone just feels like it's part of growing up. But nah, things are changing now. Social media is a real thing. What we were doing in school, these kids that are coming up, they ain't doing the same thing. They're way advanced. You get what I'm saying? It's a different level now. We need to discuss it in the home. So all new parents, and for our generation, and if you're 30 and above and haven't had kids and you're watching this, when you have kids, talk about this. If you're 20 up, if you're below 20, when you have children, you need to have the common, you need, especially us in the black community, because I know most of you are going to watch this, and this is mainly for you, but all of us, if we want to stop, not even for you, because this is not even a black community matter, this is a people matter. For us as the people, if we want this rape culture and sex culture to stop, we need to discuss it in the home. We need to talk about how it affects us, the right way to treat women, the right way to treat men, because men can be sexually assaulted as well. And the fact of the matter is, I remember in secondary school where girls were doing mad stuff and you can't even tell a teacher, yo, it's not being taken seriously. It's a serious thing where men can be victims too. I'm not just using that women are victims, we know this, but men can be victims too. And I don't like this whole, oh well, this can't happen to you, but this can happen. Nah, it can happen to both of us, and it's a serious matter. It's a thing where it needs to be dealt with. Finances need to be spoken about in the home if we're supposed to grow. Sexual conduct needs to be spoken about. Love, showing positive affections of love in a home needs to be done. Kissing, holding hands, hugging. We need to see this from our parents. We need to show our children these things. I'm moving on to my next point. It's a home dynamic. Single parents is a real thing, yeah? Fathers looking after their children and mothers looking after their children as single parents. And this is in every community. All males need a male role model. So if you've got a child here, and or you don't have a child, or you're single, whatever, if you have a child, I need you to find a positive male role model for your child. Whether it be a grandparent, whether it's the man at the corner shop that I'm not saying that you shouldn't, you know, do your DBS and all of them checks and, you know, I mean CRB checks, but I'm saying someone that can show them how to either run a business, how to be a man in the best way, how to learn a skill, because a lot of people are learning it from the road or from television or somewhere else, and it's confusing the child. Media, television, Kindle, iPad, all of these things is confusing us growing up. And if you haven't got a positive male role model in your life, it is even for women, because you need a male role model to show females what they should be looking for in a partner, what they need when it comes to love, what they need when it comes to nurturing a family. You need these key essential parts in a relationship, in a family. If you don't have that, the family construct is broken down. It's a serious thing. So women are asked that you please just choose the right men and look for the good. Not all men are trash. I tell you that. I tell you that. I tell you that. I tell you that for free. There's good ones. Just look in the right places. Have your non-negotiables. Make a list. And if he doesn't tick the criteria, boom. Men also. If the women don't tick the criteria, she's not the one, mate. I don't care what body shape she's got. I don't care none of that. I don't care if they can dress well. I don't care if he's 6 foot and above and has a beard. I don't care about that. You get what I'm saying? Because the man with a beard wanna Netflix and chill, but me with no beard wanna get married and build. Do you understand where I'm coming from here? Do you understand? What I tend to see also is this mob mentality. Mob mentality needs to stop, because right now, especially with this, I understand that a lot of us are hurting. I know that a lot of us are grieving. I know that a lot of us have been silent for a long time. Me myself has been a victim of sexual assault, and me myself has perpetuated sexual assault growing up without realizing. Yeah, and I had to check myself. Even all now, you have to check yourself and know, rah, how do I view certain things? Am I silencing someone else? Am I just putting it under the rug? You need to check yourself and make a conscious decision to do better. And with the mob mentality, my thing is the blame game. Too many times we're just trying to blame someone. When this person gets not nominated but becomes the person that everyone's shedding light on, whatever, everyone wants to run up on them and start busting guns.
Commando! Commando!
Please take time, because you need to understand you might be facing trauma and you need to deal with it. Because blaming everybody else, you might be hurt by this person, but you're there gunning down that person because of what that person did when they never done what that person done to you. You cannot blame them. This happens in relationships where people, a past boyfriend or an abusive relationship or an emotional abusive, in toxic relationship, you bringing that into your new relationship, and there's trauma that you need to cure prior to. Yeah, this is a real thing. So the blame game is something that we need to stop doing. Also, I need to ask, what does it solve? Everyone condemning someone, you feel good for a moment, but afterwards you're still upset. Why? Because you haven't healed what's going on in you. So we need to stop the whole blame thing. Don't get me wrong, holding people accountable is a real thing, but ready to come and gun people and do a madness for the person that is the victim is for them to get justice. Don't get me wrong, we can help, but getting justice is not a public stoning. That is not justice. And my next point is accountability. For men and women, we need to understand it's a hard pill to swallow. I know, I'm not gonna lie, my mouth dry with this one. Understand, accountability is a real thing. It's a hard pill to swallow. We need to. And the fact of the matter is, even me now, some guys will be watching this and be like, bro, no, it's a real thing. And we need to stop gaslighting females that they're not talking the truth. Cause I saw a mad message today, funny enough. If 50 men said a woman's a hoe, she's a hoe. But if 50 women say that a man is a rapist, we question it. Now my thing is, don't get me wrong, you need to question both. I'm not saying you should just believe he's a rapist, you never know. But my thing is, you need to look for the truth in both claims. In both claims. And not only that, you need to go a step further and look at the trauma that the person might be facing. The person themselves. What made her so sexually promiscuous? What made him have these sexual... What happened to him? Look past that, because too many times we're looking at surface level and we don't get nowhere. Saying to someone, oh, throw them in jail and lock them up. What does that do? Because when they come out of prison, they're still going to have the same mindset. Prison is supposed to be a rehabilitation center. There is no rehab going on there. And even with the Gliz situation, I have to check myself, because I bring up the Gliz situation for two things. I was gonna say we need to stop letting these people come into our culture and getting excited when they drop 1-2 line of Yoruba and that, because that's what really happened while you was all rooting for him. Like, it's not that deep, do you know what I'm saying? And the fact that people know this, you can be conned and manipulated. We need to get smarter as a people. But what I wanted to say was that a few girls I saw on the TL brought up the point that he learnt this behaviour from black men. Now my thing with that Gliz situation, I don't want to make it about that, but my thing about that is it's not the same. Due to the fact, kind of what happened with Nella, when everyone was on Nella and it was like, do you not understand that she was perpetuating self-hate? So her thing is she just needs counselling and therapy about her viewpoint, and the same girl that wears the bright white eyeliner that I love, but a lot of people was in the beginning like, what is she doing? Was the same girl making comments about red lipstick. So obviously she's evolved from them. Let people evolve, let mindsets change. You can change your mindset in a day. Like, you can literally think something different. You can say that yesterday you didn't like beans and today, oh look, I like beans. Do you get what I'm saying? You can change your mindset over time. But my thing is, when you are white, if you are not the ethnic majority, if you are not black, let me tell you about racism right now. Let me tell you about racism. You're not perpetuating self-hate on others, because you don't hate yourself. You are just following the trend at any time. And my thing is, yeah, Black Lives Matter is the thing right now and you can go to the protest, but if it's not a thing, then what? It's a trend. It comes like a trend thing and it's part of the culture. And that's why my thing is, I'm not about people jumping on the bandwagon of the culture and I'm not here for that. Brands do that and we seem to, for some reason, get excited when they do that. But back to my point, when the black women on the TL said that they learned it from black males, at first I felt triggered, like, what do you mean? But it's not, they were wrong, but my thing is, nah, like, you need to understand it's not the same. But you know what? She was right. I had a conversation with my older sister and I had to hear it from a black woman to understand the perspective that she was coming from. It is trivial to understand that it did come from black men, and at the time, couple years back or so, that is the views that we had, and guess what? That is the views of a lot of black men still now. Yeah, unis, I've heard it all. It's a wild one. Black men, we need to heal each other, we need to heal our women, but we need to heal ourselves. It's a deep thing. Accountability is real. You need to speak to your black women and your families, your mothers, your sisters about these topics and understand from them what it's like, because how can I tell them how they must feel? You must understand from them and then get therapy, bro. Get therapy, seek help. Let us not just condemn someone, because condemning them doesn't do anything. They're now hurt, but we're hurt, and that's not a breakthrough. In our community, we need therapy. There is a lot of trauma, and the only way for us to heal and not make this a generational curse is to go to the root of the problem and heal it from there. Because the band-aid, yeah, it can get stripped off. You can put a band-aid on the wound, but if the wound is infected, even underneath the band-aid, it is gonna get mashed up. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Go and source some places for therapy and put the links below for you guys. If not, I'd say Google NHS. I think I might even have a list. But yeah, man, let's start making a change. You know what I mean? My brothers and sisters and just my people in general, allies, all of us that are out here, you know what I'm saying? But it's your boy Ask Cleaves. Love, peace, hair grease. Man's out.